the shave ice place here. It's done in the interior colors and signage and everything. It's pink, white, and sky blue. And it's shave ice, so it's a very, very close shave. I'm so sorry I began with that. I was just over at Hermes. Hermes is a store here that sells high-end something or other. I think there's bags and shoes. And I was just wandering by the front window where they always put a different display in there. And I like to look at it and try to decode the occult bullshit. The only thing I just glanced over at it, but what I got is, I'll give it a better look when I'm there next time, probably tomorrow. It's all in the color orange, so that means, or it can symbolize the monarchy or rule. That's like a color that is used, you know, when they talk about kings, queens, controllers, Illuminati, whatever. It's like an orange color. It's an illuminated color. In some lore, and then there's lore, and then there's all chains running through it, which I think you know, shows their control over you or the power over you. It's like these monarchy chains, and then I saw like a black shoe is in the middle of it all. Kind of, it's the center of the display. Just one black shoe. I'd have to see what's around it to maybe crack that code. I'm sure some other esoteric bro that has a bit more experience with this stuff could probably look at it and be like, oh yeah, that's this. Just the name though, like, I mean, the name of the place is Hermes, you know? So, and that's right where my angel experiences were when I ran into the angel. Of the 3 times, one I kind of blew him out, didn't know it was him. And the first time I met him, we're right over there, right kind of on the corner where it is. One time on the inside of the mall. The third time, when he came to me and Nia, he was on a bike coming from that direction. See, I don't know, is there a portal over there? I have no idea. Just the name alone, you know, if you're any kind of weirdo, esoteric, metaphysical science, occultist guy, you can look at that, and just the name alone triggers a lot of ideas, or a lot of, you know, depending on, again, what lore you're using. I look at it as Hermes, I think the British say it that way, is a messenger, you know, and so I tie it in with the angel coming from there. So I don't know, that's just my head canon, but yeah, those are interesting experiences, man. Most of my sort of supernatural experiences have been with the dark entities, the bad guys, you know, so it was kind of cool to meet one of those guys. And I wonder what's going on over here. Either someone was jaywalking or they fell asleep on a park bench. These guys, when they don't, you know, they don't show up for a lot, but when they do show up, they roll a dozen cars deep. They come pretty heavy. I'm guessing it's I don't know, something around here. The ABC? The ABC? Trouble at ABC? I don't know. Yeah, if you can get them to show up, they usually come. They come with a lot of force. Yeah, the thing about the angel experience and being able to talk to God or getting messages from God, as I do and a lot of us often do. I've talked to the Lord before when I've had problems, and there are the times when I had the angel visitation, I was having some conundrums, some crises of I don't know, conceptual crises, like what I don't know what I should do for myself. But I didn't explain that good. But the point is, I was having a crisis of some kind. And so now whenever I feel like I'm having something like that too, I always mention, you don't have to send an angel, I know, you know, because in my mind, I think, well, they're busy, right? Even though, as we've talked about here, so that's settled science, the vastness of these cosmic deities or divine beings are such that they don't have to pencil you in. Like, all right, I gotta stop by and see Jimmy from having a freak out, and I'm gonna go over here and see. No, you have your own. They're watching you all the time. You're their only TV show. You know, for you have your own copy. Well, I don't know if it's really a copy, because it's the same person, it's the same being. It's just the consciousness is so vast, it can divide itself in so many places and give you their full attention to you. So you always have God there, just watching you, sort of trying to be a life coach to you, if you allow him. He will. And the same thing with the angels. Demons are something different. I mean, they move in different ways, but you do have like your own Satan who's watching you all the time too, and he's trying to get you to do fucked up shit all the time. So yeah, when I mean, I used to think like, why would God spend this time with me? You know, there's important things going on in the world, but no, God is always focused on you, just you. You are the protagonist of your own little story there, and he's completely focused on you. You have your own personal God, you know. Same thing with the angelic beings. The angelic beings and demonic beings and anybody besides God. Hold on a second. Another jaywalker or a homeless guy sleeping in a camp. I mean, sleeping in a park. We get it. Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. They're going so fast. Oh my God, that's so dangerous. You think the danger of those kind of speeds outweighs? I mean, is someone like is there like a standoff going on? Is someone like in imminent danger where every second counts? I don't know. Maybe. I would hope, if they're going that fast, if they're risking the lives of the public to move like that, I would hope so. But there's doubt there, you know. There's doubt from experience. But yeah, you have your own personal God, who is also the actual God. But the angels and the demons, as I was saying, they're below you. You know, like I talked about the spiritual totem pole there, where God's at the top. You are second. You are right under him. I'm more powerful than the angels. I'm more powerful than the demons out here. You're more powerful than Satan. You know, it's all lower than you. Like on the spiritual totem pole, I guess, if you want to call it that. And angels that have, you know, angels aren't always cool. Like, they can go off the range, they can go off script, you know. And there has been cases where, you know, there's jealousy there, because some of them get jealous of you. And they can be kind of bitchy. I have tales like that, too. I only had one experience like that. I think he wasn't there for me. He was there for someone else. I just happened to run into him right over there. It's funny, every time I go to tell one of these sort of supernatural type stories, I'm always in the spot where it happened. Right over here. I've told this one before, but there was this homeless guy that was freaking out. So I went over to him and, you know, I gave him a cigarette. I tried to, you know, calm him down and comfort. Sometimes people just need you to see them and just acknowledge them, talk to them. And that's kind of all they want. So he was kind of freaking out, you know. So I went over to him and gave him a cigarette, and this guy comes up to me. Tall, blonde, very light skin. He's like, you giving him a cigarette? That's just great. And I'm like, well, you know, calm some down. He goes, I seen you out here. I'm not impressed with what you're doing. And I'm like, the fuck? you know, all these things going through my head. Because as I told you before, when you have these experiences with these things, and pretty much everyone else who you run into on YouTube or something that's had these run-ins with these things, you usually don't recognize what they are until later. You kind of put it together in your head. I don't know if that's your like psyche defending itself or if it's something they're doing, but you don't realize that what they are until you're like down the road, you know? So I start kind of fucking clapping back at him, like, yeah, you know. I forget exactly how the exchange went, but I was bitching back at him too, you know. And yeah, I see you out here. I'm not impressed with what you're doing, like your work stuff. And I'm thinking, what is this fucking guy doing? What's he talking about? He sees me out here. Is he sitting on his lanai somewhere, like watching me? What the fuck is he talking about? So, yeah, he was big mad. And that was between the first time I met the angel, mine. I'm just calling it mine because this one he wasn't there for me. I think it was just a chance meeting, you know? And it was between the first meeting and then the second time when me and Nia ran into him, the angel for the second time. So I was like worried for a while, like, did I fucking do something wrong? Like what, you know? At first, like I said, I didn't know what he was. And, you know, he seemed a little bit gay. Very feminine. But, you know, I guess, maybe, you know, I thought about that before. I'm like, you think a lot of these angels are gay? Because the last time, you know, there's been times the angels have come down here and they hooked up with women and they had sons, and that turned out pretty bad, if you know what I'm talking about. So I'm like, yeah, it might be, you know, it might make sense if they were gay, but, you know, I don't know about, yeah, homosexuality and Christian, one of those things, but yeah, I don't know, he just seemed gay. So, I didn't throw any homophobic slurs at him, but I was mad. We did kind of argue and go back and forth. And only later did it sink in, like, oh, what the, okay. And then it's weird, I can't describe it, you feel it. There's this kind of knowing comes onto you, and it's just, you understand at that time that, oh, this was a visitation of some kind. But like I said, he wasn't there for me. He was there for someone else. He just happened to run into me, and he had to voice his displeasure. I forget exactly the dialogue of the whole exchange, but, you know, basically he wasn't happy with me. He didn't like me giving the cigarette to the guy. He's like, these people need help. They don't need cigarettes. I'm like, well, I fucking give them help too. And, you know, I don't want to misquote him, but yeah, he was a bit pissed off, and I was just like, yeah, whatever. I think I might have told him to fuck off at some point, which, you know, I wouldn't have done if I'd known he was, you know, a holy angel, but whatever, you know, you don't know these things sometimes. You don't know until you walk away. But whatever, if he's going to dish out criticism, well, you know, I'm going to clap back. Angel or no angel. High voltage! Don't blame the teacher, blame the school.